The other side of that and more information is understanding decisions. I'm going to share with you how the world works. 90% of the population fails because they fail to make a decision. 90% fail to make a decision. 90% want the information first. How many people have ever had that conversation? Yeah, it sounds interesting. Could you send me some information? Has everybody encountered that? You get that all the time, whether it's whatever deal you're in. Could you send me some information? I just called you and told you I have a piece of property for $300. I'm going to cover the underwriting. I'm going to cover the points. I already have the mortgage covered. I did the appraisal on it already. All I need you to do is go look at the piece of property. I need somebody to put on the deed, and I need to do this by tomorrow. You're my family member. I love you. It's been appraised already at $400,000. You're getting it for $300,000, and you don't have to put any money down. The average person, 80, 90% are going to say, could you send me some information? No, stupid, it's a foreclosure. You need to go look at it. It's going to be gone by the time you wake up in the morning. That's why people miss opportunities. It's like a stock. Well, could you send information? It's an IPO. It's going public in the morning. I don't understand. That's why you're broke. Because 90% want the information before they make a decision. The 10% that control the world. The 10% that control the world. They make a decision, and the how-to comes afterwards. I decided I'm going to college. Then I'll figure out what college I'm going to. Not, let me figure out what colleges are out there. Let me go and visit some colleges. Well, what are you majoring in? Well, could you say, I'm not sure. What are you majoring in? And they haven't even decided to go to college. You got to decide to go to college before, you got to decide you want to make more money. You got to decide you want to change your address. You got to decide you want to change your life. You got to decide or nothing else happens. People come and they're like, well, could you put some magic dust on me? No, I can't. I can't help you because you can't help yourself. I give more people their money back than I do take. Because after I sit down with them, they don't understand. I have a line of people waiting to just be in my space. Does anybody get that so far? Yes. I prefer to pay you to go away because you're about to be a headache, because you're confused. Write this down. Confused people do nothing. Yes. You're a problem. You just want to have intellectual conversation? Heck, go buy you a teddy bear. Buy a dog. They'll listen to you all day and then kiss you afterwards. Is everybody getting this? Master the enrollment conversation. They'll register by default. Then they'll take action and go to school. That's why you got to understand the entire process of exposure. Sowing the seed. Is everybody with me on that so far? So the pieces that I want you guys to understand more than anything else that are the most important. Somebody asked me the 5 things that I would actually work on a person on if they started from scratch. Who asked me that question? Lydia, did you ask me that? The 5 things starting from scratch? The 5 things starting from scratch. You remember that question? Okay. You looked at me like I'm talking Greek. Okay. So I'm going to cover that. The most important thing that you can walk away from is understanding language. You can write that down. This one I'm going to cover. We're going to take a break, and those that have time schedules, I want to respect that and let you go and take care of your kids, get some food, go to sleep, wake up. Those that want the second, truly, I get better as it goes on. Those who want to take their life to the next level, that's what I'm going to cover. I'm sharing with you what I'm going to cover so you understand it. Because I know some of you are tired and some of you are sleepy. But see, here was my philosophy. If I could stay up all night and try and figure out how to pay my bills, I could stay up all night and figure out how to get rich. I would go to bed, as I do even now, and I'd be more frustrated. Anybody go to sleep, you're just like, you can't go to sleep. Your brain is just racing because you know. Is anybody getting this conversation? Yes. Okay? So I got that? Yeah. Right? So check that out. So you're looking at that, so you're talking about, I want to teach you the language. I want you to understand this. I want you to get this. That's what we're going to get into a little bit of, just a little bit. I'm going to touch on all this. But I want you to understand, if you talk French and I talk Italian, we are going to understand each other. Yes or yes? If you make $100,000 a year and I make $1 million a day, we are going to understand each other. So what is my point? You need to learn a new language. To attract the people, the deals, and the client base that you want, you need a new language. Is anybody getting in that conversation? Yes or yes? Yes. Right? I want to teach you a system for numbers. I'm not going deep on these. I'm giving you an outline. Is everybody with me on that so far? That's going to give you a foundation and enough to tell you that by not coming in and understanding my package, like a lot of people are like, well, what are the packages? I'm going to tell you. So we have a package. I'm going to give you two things you want to write down right now. So I shared with you, I'm going to cover story, which we already covered. We're going to cover numbers, performance, language. We're going to cover objections. Somebody write these down for me so I can remember. Yeah. Okay? Numbers, performance, language. The 5 things. Those are 4, right? Yeah. Numbers, performance, language. Objections. The 5 things. Because she wanted to know 5 things if I start from scratch. And the 2 things that make you the most amount of money in life. Who would like to know those 2 things? Yeah. I'm going to give you that before, at this close right here. Edification. Write that down. Edification. Edification. E-D-I-F-I. I know how to spell it. Edification. And the last piece is called fear of loss. Here's a fear of loss. You don't come for the last 45 minutes, you're going to miss out on the biggest piece of information that can change your entire address and comma in your bank account. Here's a fear of loss. The training that I'm going to do is the last training I'll ever do for at least 5 years before I do it at that price. The training that I'm going to do, we have a package that's $500. It's 3 sessions. It starts on Monday. It's going to be 30 minutes on Monday, 30 minutes on Wednesday, 30 minutes on Friday. Then it's going to be a private session with us for 30 minutes to an hour, whatever it takes for me to be able to give you the resources and tools as a follow-up in the second week to be able to blow your business up and give you the skill of what we call the 130 program. The 130 program is learning how to work at 100% for 30 days straight. I want to give you a foundation and be your coach for 30 days, and I don't want you to even be able to recognize yourself in the mirror within 30 days. I'm sharing with you what I'm doing because I'm not just coaching. I believe the coach goes through the program with the person. Here's what I'll tell you. Up until 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, before I went to Australia and then I hit New Zealand and then bounced back here, and I flew home just for like 5 hours to have dinner with my mom before I flew up here and didn't go to sleep. Are y'all following me on this so far? Before all of that, I was right where I wanted to be. Now, because of muscle memory, I'll be okay. Because literally, I got my body weight up to about, I was at 215, 217 before I left, and I was at 50% body weight. I can assure you in less than 4 to 6 weeks, I will be at 11% body weight, 11% fat body weight on me. Are y'all with me on that so far? And I'll be at a solid 229. That's how intense. I have 2 trainers, 2 nutritionists. I also have a spiritual advisor. I also have a personal coach like I'm coaching you. And I'm going on 6 weeks to do something I've never done in my life, which means my conversation is going to assimilate what I'm already getting, and then I'm marrying you to be able to change your life. But if you want to be the same person you are 4 to 6 weeks from now, you might as well stay that way for the next couple of years. It doesn't really matter. But if you would love to change your life and you truly want to put it up for the test, I'm offering this to you as far as just a foundation before I come in April, and it's the only 2-day event that's not going to cost a person a minimum of $10,000. Because I don't like doing symposiums. I don't like doing public symposiums. That's why I charge $3,000 to $5,000 an hour, because I know many people can't afford that, and it's easier for me to work with 5 to 10 people at a time than to work with a group of individuals. But if you've never been coached and you've never got the peak performance in your life, that package is a one-time deal for tonight and tonight only. For you to be able to see Randy in the back, it only costs you $500. That's how sure I am of what I'm doing. If you choose to take on that package, I need to meet you personally. Is everybody following me on that so far? I need to know you. Because I'm not going to take you in. I don't take people's money. Like I said, at the end of the week, and why I'm doing it immediately is because I don't want time to pass. And it gets saturated, and we know we're going to start right now. When? Right now. What did we say this morning? Right now. I can't hear you. What? Right now. You want to change your income when? Right now. You want to change your address when? Right now. You want to help your family when? Right now. That's what we're going to do right now. Because if you're on a right now person, you live in procrastination and excuses, and that's okay. Just live with that. But here's what I'll promise you. It'll haunt you for the rest of your life. After that, I'm coming back in April. I'm going to do a 2-day event that's going to be ridiculous. It's going to blow the market out. Those are the two things that I offer. And I'm going to teach you fear of loss and edification. Last two things I want you to remember as I break. Number one, the number one law to make money. Write it down. The number one law to make money. The number one law to make money. The number one law to make money. Get yourself out of the way. Get yourself out of the way. Get yourself out of the way. You're your greatest nemesis. You're your greatest enemy. You're blocking at least 2 to 3 zeros in your account because you want to do it your way. You're self-sabotaging. How many people know you have self-sabotaged your own success on more than one occasion? You're in the way. You think too much. You got too much going on in your head. You second guess yourself and you second guess everybody else. And you know that you have to act like you're sure of what you're doing. So you act like you're sure of what you're doing when you don't know what the hell you're doing. And then you want to question the people who know what they're doing and act like you know more than what they got to offer you. Yes, sir.
I'd like to share one story.
By all means. Please.
110 acres in the main highway with a gas station for $510,000. Already somebody paying a rent equivalent to 110, to cover that mortgage. I lost it, still regret.
Stand up and say that louder so they really understand what you're saying.
110 acre land with the gas station on highway for 510,000 on power of sale, and the gas station is paying already, covering all the mortgages. Plus this land's also back into waterfront. I lost it, I guess. I still regret.
Why?
I didn't put the offer on time.
Timely decisions.
Exactly. I was trying to find out whether should I buy, get a partner.
Thinking
right?
too much.
Yes.
Timely decisions, thinking too much,
I made good
overthinking.
decision, but at that time, I didn't make that.
It's when you don't have that you need to go and do something different and stretch yourself. When you're investing in yourself, and your greatest investment is going to be in yourself, not in just spending money. There's only 3 ways to be able to work money. Number one, I give you $5,000. 80% of the population is going to squander it. They're going to spend it immediately because they never had that kind of money. Is everybody with me on that so far? Number two, they take that money and they try and save it and they spend it over a long period of time. That takes you to about 90%. 10% take that money, invest it, and then learn how to live off the profits. That's life. 80%, I give you 10 grand, it'll be gone in less than 30 days. No matter how much you think you'll still have it, because a person that never had an extra 10,000 doesn't know what to do with it because they never expected to have it. Right after that 80%, 15 more percent. Is everybody with me on that so far? They're going to take that money, anywhere between 80 to 90, 95. They're going to take that money and try and save it and chew off of it over a long period of time. Only 5 to 10% are going to actually have that money and learn how to be able to invest it and make that seed sow it and know how to be able to make the decision as to where to place it. But if you don't have direction, then nobody knows what to do with it. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yes.
That's what it means. It's just understanding. So, I mean, when you take that into account and you really want to go to the next level, that's what this is all about. From that point, what you need to understand is you need to meet at least 3 people. You need to get out of your uncomfort zone. If you work out and it didn't hurt, you didn't work out, you need to become uncomfortable. You need to figure out how much you want to be uncomfortable. That's what separates the 97% and the 3%. The 3% get flat out rich. The other 7%, they live better than anybody else. The 80 to 10% live a good life. The 70 to the 80% make a living, and the 0 to 70% always end up destitute and broke at some point in time, trying to struggle and figure out what happened. So you just got to figure out where you want to live. The 0 to the 70% is always struggling. The 70 to 80% just making a living. When was the last time you had a vacation? When was the last time you went for a vacation? See, a vacation is when it's paid for by somebody else. I didn't say when you went on a trip. When was the last time you could go on a 2-week vacation, stay gone for 2 months, and have more money waiting for you? That's what I teach people how to do. Wealth 101. How to tithe what you did last year in one month. Wealth 202. How to literally write one check and make somebody else go away. Wealth 303. Anybody like that class? It always sells out. You have to get around different people in order to get different results. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yes.
Now, how long did you work? Wrapping up in 30 seconds. Did you work yesterday? How many hours? 7? 5? 5? 18. Like I said.
12.
12? 8. So everybody worked at least 5 to 12 to 18 hours. And somebody comes up and says, oh, we have, between myself, Sabir, Gordon, and everybody that was here today, you have $1 billion sitting on stage saying, we want to show you how never to work another day in your life and be able to wake up when you finish sleeping in 5 years or less and change your entire family tree, serving the entire universe, where the world is bowing down and just applauding when you show up. And many of you say, sounds interesting, I'm going to go to bed and think about it. But that's why there's only 3 out of 100 people to get the conversation. We aren't looking for everybody. We're just looking for a few people that get high off the same conversation about creating a world for everybody else to live in. Does that make sense to anybody? Does it make sense? So now we're going to get into relationship currency. What I need you to do is meet 3 people before you leave. I don't care if you're leaving and not coming back for the last 45 minutes. I want you to meet 3 people before you leave. And if you're going to take on the program and the course, then in turn, I want you to see Randy. I want you to see Randy right now and tell her I would like to be one of those people. And I'm telling you, I'm not taking more than 15 people. So we're going to have a conversation. And there's going to be some people eliminated because I just don't believe that more than 15 people are going to be serious or equally yoked. Because see, this is the nice Byron. And the mean Byron, which is Kyron, is going to beat your ass. So you don't want Kyron. Kyron's not going to like you. He doesn't even know you. His job is not to be liked. But if I get you where you want to be in life, you'll love him for the rest of your life. He's really cute. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Outstanding. My name is Byron Nelson. I work for Claps. We're going to take a 15-minute break. I'm only going to go for 45 minutes. You can put me on the clock for those that are serious, not curious. And I thank you guys for being here this evening. God bless you.